Let me tell you something powerful. If you want to be unforgettable, don't focus on how to get attention. Focus on how to create impact. Because when you know your worth with certainty, when you carry yourself like someone who doesn't need validation, that is when you leave an imprint on someone's mind and soul. You see, unforgettable isn't about being the loudest in the room. It's about being the one whose silence lingers, whose absence is felt, whose energy shifts everything. People rarely remember the exact words you said, but they will always remember how you made them feel. This is the foundation of emotional imprint. It's not about the grand gestures or the perfectly rehearsed lines. It's about the connection you build in the unseen, unspoken energy between two people. Emotional imprint is what lingers long after you've left the room. It's what causes someone to think of you during the silence of their day, not because you are loud or demanding, but because you touch something deep within them. Not about being unforgettable through force, but through feeling. To create an emotional imprint, you must first learn to be fully present. Presence is power. When you are truly listening, when your eyes hold steady contact, when your attention is undivided, you make the other person feel like they are the only one in the world. That feeling of being seen without judgment, heard without interruption, and felt without words is incredibly rare. Most people go through life feeling invisible. When someone makes them feel deeply acknowledged, it stays with them. You don't have to be perfect to create emotional resonance. You just have to be real. Vulnerability creates connection. When you speak from your heart instead of rehearsing a performance, people feel that. Authenticity travels further than charm ever will. It's easy to impress someone, but it's far more powerful to impact someone. Impressing is short-lived. Impact is what makes someone remember your voice, your laughter, your silence, even when you're no longer around. The key to leaving a lasting emotional mark is understanding emotional intelligence. It's being aware of what someone needs emotionally, even if they can't articulate it themselves. Maybe they need comfort when they act like they don't. Maybe they need space even though they're clinging. Maybe they need truth, even if it shakes them. When you can read beneath the surface and respond with calm confidence, you become someone they don't just want, but someone they trust. That trust becomes a bond, and that bond becomes memory. There's also power in the energy you leave behind. We all carry an emotional frequency. Some people leave you drained, others leave you inspired. And then there are those rare few who leave you feeling like you've come home. When your presence becomes a sanctuary, not through perfection, but through peace, you create an emotional atmosphere that's unforgettable. When someone feels more aligned with themselves because of how you showed up, that becomes a part of their emotional landscape. They may not be able to explain it, but they'll feel it. They'll carry it. Being the person who can bring light into someone's darkness without needing recognition for it, that's impact. And it never goes unnoticed, even if it's unspoken. The emotional imprint you leave behind is not about doing something dramatic. It's about showing up in a way that resonates deeply. It's about consistency, authenticity, emotional attunement, and presence. These things create emotional gravity, and gravity pulls even in your absence. The truth is, when you can make someone feel a sense of peace, clarity, and emotional safety, especially in a world that constantly stirs confusion, noise, and chaos, you become the one their soul never forgets. Graceful detachment is a powerful, yet understated quality that many overlook in the pursuit of connection. It's the ability to stand firm in your value without clinging to external validation or the approval of others. When you detach with grace, you are not pushing people away or acting from a place of fear, but rather you are confidently acknowledging your own worth and not allowing anyone to dictate how you should feel about yourself. This type of detachment comes from understanding that your happiness and sense of self-worth are not dependent on any one individual or situation. It's about knowing your own power and trusting that you do not need to chase anyone or anything to feel complete. People often mistake detachment for indifference or coldness, but that could not be further from the truth. Graceful detachment doesn't mean you stop caring or that you shut yourself off emotionally. Instead, it means you care deeply without losing yourself in the process. You can be emotionally involved, present, and invested in a relationship, but you don't allow that relationship to define you or to drain you. When you practice graceful detachment, you are aware of your own emotions, but you do not allow them to control your actions or decisions. You can observe the dynamics around you without letting them dictate your behavior or sense of worth. This kind of emotional freedom is crucial for cultivating healthy relationships and maintaining your inner peace. By detaching gracefully, you allow yourself to remain calm and centered in situations where others might get swept up in drama, neediness, or emotional turmoil. This doesn't mean you don't care about the people in your life. It simply means you trust that their actions or words do not have the power to throw you off balance. You stand in your own strength, not allowing external forces to move you in ways that don't serve your highest good. One of the key aspects of graceful detachment is having the courage to walk away when something or someone no longer aligns with your values, needs, or goals. It's about knowing when to hold on and when to let go. Often, we hold on to situations or people because we fear loss or rejection. But in practicing graceful detachment, you learn to trust that letting go of what is not meant for you makes room for better things to enter your life. This detachment doesn't have to be abrupt or harsh. Instead, it can be a quiet, confident acknowledgement that you are choosing yourself and your peace over something that no longer serves you. When you detach gracefully, you also release expectations. Expectations are the silent killers of connection. We often expect others to behave a certain way, to meet our needs, or to fulfill roles that only we can fulfill for ourselves. When those expectations are not met, it can lead to disappointment, resentment, and frustration. Graceful detachment allows you to release these expectations and accept others for who they truly are, rather than for who you want them to be. This shift in perspective can transform relationships as it takes the pressure of both parties and allows for more genuine interactions. When you practice detachment, you are not engaging in manipulation or trying to control the outcomes of situations. Graceful detachment is not about using silence or distance as a tactic to make someone miss you or to make them chase you. It's about recognizing that you are not responsible for the actions or emotions of others. You are responsible for yourself and your own emotional well-being. By detaching with grace, you show the world that you are strong enough to stand alone, yet open enough to connect with others without losing yourself in the process. In a world where many are driven by the need for validation and connection, graceful detachment is an incredibly empowering practice. It allows you to navigate relationships and life with ease without becoming overwhelmed by the expectations and emotions of others. You begin to understand that you are enough on your own, and no one's actions can take away your sense of self-worth. Unapologetic confidence is the embodiment of self-assurance that is not rooted in arrogance, but in deep self-awareness and self-respect. It's a quiet yet undeniable strength that comes from knowing your own value and not needing to explain, justify, or shrink yourself to fit into the expectations of others. It is not about being loud or seeking attention. Rather, it is about standing firm in who you are, regardless of external validation or opinion. This kind of confidence comes from a place of internal clarity, where your worth is understood not because of what you do or what others think of you, but simply because you recognize it yourself. Unapologetic confidence means never feeling the need to apologize for who you are or what you stand for. It's understanding that your uniqueness is your power, and you do not need to make excuses for it. The world has a tendency to pressure us to fit into certain molds, to meet certain expectations, and to apologize for being different or standing out. But unapologetic confidence is the refusal to bow down to these pressures. It's the courage to say, "This is who I am, and I'm not asking for permission to be me." It's about being proud of your journey, embracing both your strengths and flaws, and letting the world see you as you truly are, without apology. This type of confidence isn't about perfection. In fact, it's about accepting imperfection and learning from it. It's about recognizing that mistakes don't define you. They refine you. Unapologetic confidence is not about pretending to be flawless, but about owning your flaws and turning them into stepping stones. It's the understanding that growth is a continuous process, and you are worthy of success, happiness, and respect, even as you continue to evolve. It's not about waiting for permission to be great or waiting for others to recognize your value. It's about stepping into your power regardless of whether anyone notices or approves. To possess unapologetic confidence, you must first let go of the need for external validation. When you base your worth on what others think of you, you give them control over your emotional state. Instead, unapologetic confidence allows you to define your worth from within. It's about being so rooted in your own identity that the opinions of others become secondary. Whether people praise you or criticize you, it doesn't affect your core belief in yourself. You are solid, unwavering, and self-sufficient in your confidence. Unapologetic confidence also means not being afraid to stand up. It's about embracing your individuality and being willing to step into spaces where others might shy away. It's about taking risks, speaking up, and making decisions based on what aligns with your values, not what others expect from you. People who exude unapologetic confidence are the ones who are willing to go against the grain, to challenge the status quo, and to create their own path. They are not afraid of what others may think or say. Instead, they focus on their own goals, dreams, and aspirations, remaining steadfast in their pursuit of their vision. There's a certain freedom that comes with unapologetic confidence. When you stop second-guessing yourself, when you stop dimming your light for the comfort of others, you open yourself up to new possibilities. You start to attract the right people, the right opportunities, and the right experiences, because you are no longer hiding who you are. The world notices when someone walks with unapologetic confidence because it's magnetic. It invites respect, admiration, and a sense of trust. People are drawn to those who exude this level of self-assurance because they sense that you are a person who knows what they want and is not afraid to go after it. Being unapologetically confident is not about disregarding others or being dismissive of their feelings. It's about respecting yourself enough to not allow others' judgments or insecurities to sway you. You can remain humble while still being confident. You can listen to others without letting their doubts make you doubt yourself. Unapologetic confidence is an inner knowing that you are worthy and capable, and no one's opinion can take that away from you. Unapologetic confidence is about living life on your terms, and it's about not shrinking, not hiding, and not playing small to fit into a mold created by others. It's about stepping into the fullness of who you are and allowing the world to see the real you without hesitation or regret. In a world that often values instant gratification and constant connection, there is an undeniable allure to mystery. Being always available, always accessible, and always in the spotlight can make you seem predictable and ultimately forgettable. Mystery, on the other hand, creates intrigue, captivates attention, and leaves people wanting more. It's not about playing games or being deceitful. It's about leaving room for curiosity and allowing your presence to be something that is felt rather than always seen. When you choose mystery over availability, you become someone people are drawn to because they can't fully understand you. There's always something more to discover. Mystery allows you to retain your sense of self by not overexposing every part of you. People are often quick to share everything about themselves, from their hopes and dreams to their deepest vulnerabilities, in an attempt to form connections. While openness is important, there is a certain power in holding back and letting others earn the privilege of learning about you. When you are too available, too transparent, it can feel as though there's nothing left to uncover. However, when you cultivate mystery, you leave spaces in the narrative of who you are. This is what keeps others intrigued. They begin to wonder, to question, and to explore what lies beneath the surface. One of the key elements of mystery is the ability to control how much of yourself you share and when you choose to share it. It's about revealing pieces of your story at the right time, strategically allowing others glimpses into your life and personality, but never all at once. This slow unveiling keeps people engaged and invested. They want to know more about you, but you never allow them to fully figure you out. This controlled sharing creates a sense of anticipation, a magnetic pull that keeps them coming back for more, because they know there's something they've yet to discover. In relationships, whether personal or professional, mystery can help create boundaries that preserve your individuality. If you're constantly available, constantly at someone's beck and call, they may begin to take you for granted. But when you embrace mystery, you establish the kind of presence that makes others value you more. You teach people that your time, energy, and attention are precious and that they have to respect you to earn them. This doesn't mean withdrawing completely or playing hard to get. It means not giving everything away right away. It's about maintaining a sense of dignity and self-respect by not overextending yourself or diminishing your worth by being overly accessible. Another powerful aspect of mystery is that it keeps you from being controlled by others' expectations. When you are always available, it's easy for others to dictate the terms of your interactions. But by retaining an air of mystery, you take control of how and when you show up. You don't conform to the pressures of always being on, and you don't allow yourself to be overextended by the demands of others. Instead, you choose when to invest your energy, when to respond, and when to create space for your own thoughts and feelings. This type of self-mastery is not only attractive, but also necessary for maintaining healthy, balanced relationships with others. Mystery also allows you to maintain a sense of independence and self-sufficiency. When you're constantly available, it can sometimes feel like you're relying on others to validate your worth or fill a void in your life. But when you embrace your own mystery, you demonstrate that you are whole and content on your own. You don't need constant attention or approval to feel secure in who you are. You are comfortable with your own company and know how to enjoy your own presence. This independence is incredibly powerful because it signals to others that you are not dependent on them for your happiness or sense of self-worth. You are whole in yourself, and that makes you infinitely more attractive. There's also an inherent strength in being able to be present when needed and absent when necessary. When you are always available, you can easily become a crutch for others, and your presence may lose its impact. But by strategically using your availability, you create moments where your presence is cherished, valued, and impactful. People will remember the moments when you showed up because they will stand out in contrast to your careful, intentional absence. The mystery lies not just in who you are, but in your ability to be present without being overwhelming, to engage without being consumed. When you choose mystery over availability, you allow yourself the freedom to be in control of your own life and interactions. You become someone who cannot be taken for granted, someone who is memorable and valuable because your presence is not constant or predictable. You become someone who leaves a lasting impression, not by being ever present, but by being a rare, exceptional presence when you do choose to show up. The beauty of mystery is that it makes you unforgettable. It's the secret ingredient that makes people pause, wonder, and want to be around you again and again. In a world often dominated by the hustle for success, recognition, and winning at all costs, there is a refreshing and powerful shift that can take place when we choose contribution over competition. The essence of competition is rooted in comparison. It's about measuring your worth against others, striving to be better, faster, or more successful. However, this mindset can lead to constant dissatisfaction and the feeling that there is never enough. On the other hand, contribution is about adding value to others and the world around you without the need to compare yourself or feel threatened by others' successes. It's a mindset that fosters growth, collaboration, and fulfillment. Choosing contribution over competition requires a deep understanding that there is enough success, wealth, and recognition to go around for everyone. In the competitive world, it can be easy to get caught up in the belief that success is finite and that only a few can truly make it. This leads to jealousy, rivalry, and a constant desire to one-up others. However, when you shift your focus to contribution, you realize that your success is not dependent on someone else's failure. There's an abundant mindset that comes with contributing, knowing that by helping others, you are not only making a positive impact, but also elevating yourself in the process. True success comes from the value you give to the world, not just from what you take or win. When you prioritize contribution, you begin to see collaboration as the true pathway to growth. While competition focuses on individual achievement, contribution encourages collective advancement. In an environment of contribution, people work together, share knowledge, and support each other's goals. This kind of mindset creates synergy. When you contribute your skills, time, and knowledge to others, you build meaningful relationships that are rooted in genuine care and mutual respect. You understand that helping others succeed does not diminish your own chances. Instead, it creates a network of shared resources, ideas, and opportunities that benefit everyone involved. A focus on contribution also shifts your attention away from ego-driven desires for validation. Competition often thrives on external recognition and rewards. The desire to win or outshine others can be all-consuming and never truly fulfilling. In contrast, contribution is driven by the intrinsic satisfaction of knowing that you've made a positive difference in someone else's life. The fulfillment that comes from contributing is not dependent on applause or accolades, but on the quiet, internal knowing that you've helped someone, improved a process, or made a lasting impact. When your actions are motivated by the desire to contribute rather than compete, the sense of satisfaction is deeper and more sustainable. Contribution fosters a sense of community and unity. When people come together with the mindset of contributing rather than competing, they create environments where collaboration flourishes. In the workplace, for example, a team that prioritizes contribution over competition will focus on achieving common goals rather than individual accolades. Each team member brings their unique strengths to the table, supporting one another and collectively working towards the greater good. In such an environment, the success of one person is celebrated by all, and the achievements of the group are seen as a result of the combined efforts of many. This shift in focus not only enhances productivity and creativity, but also strengthens relationships and trust within the group. Choosing contribution over competition also allows for personal growth that is not tied to comparison. When you stop measuring your success against others, you free yourself from the anxiety of needing to keep up or outdo someone else. You can focus on your own journey, celebrate your own progress, and take pride in the unique contributions you make. This self-acceptance and contentment come from the understanding that your value is not based on how you compare to others, but on the impact you make in the world. The more you contribute, the more you grow, and the more you realize that the joy and fulfillment you seek come from what you give, not from what you take. The beauty of choosing contribution over competition is that it opens doors to limitless possibility. You are no longer confined by the need to outdo others or constantly prove your worth. Instead, you focus on creating a ripple effect of positivity and success, knowing that the more you contribute, the more you will receive in return, not just materially, but emotionally, intellectually, and spiritually. Contribution elevates you to a higher level of existence, one that is not bound by comparisons, but free to live a life of purpose and service. By shifting your focus from competition to contribution, you not only enrich your own life, but also make the world around you a better place. Purposeful presence is the art of showing up in the world with intention, clarity, and focus. It's about being fully present in the moment, engaging with life in a meaningful way, and allowing your actions, words, and energy to reflect your deeper value. In a world that constantly pulls our attention in countless directions, it's easy to become distracted, disconnected, or detached from what truly matters. But when you cultivate purposeful presence, you choose to be fully aligned with your purpose and engage with the world in a way that is both impactful and authentic. At the core of purposeful presence is the idea of intent. Every moment of your life becomes an opportunity to express your values, your vision, and your mission. When you live with purpose, you no longer go through the motions, passively letting time slip by. Instead, you make conscious decisions about how to invest your time, energy, and focus. This means being mindful of how you show up in any given situation, whether it's at work, in a relationship, or in your personal life. Your actions are deliberate, and your energy is directed toward things that align with your highest goals and aspirations. Purposeful presence also means engaging fully with others. In our hyper-connected world, it's easy to be physically present but mentally absent. We might be sitting in a room full of people, but our minds are elsewhere, lost in distractions like our phones or internal worries. When you practice purposeful presence, you choose to engage with the people around you in a meaningful way. This could mean making eye contact, actively listening, and being present in conversations without distractions. It's about offering your full attention to the people you're with, letting them know that they matter and that you value the time you share together. In relationships, purposeful presence fosters deep connection. It allows you to show up authentically without the need to impress or perform. You're not concerned with trying to be someone you're not or seeking validation from others. Instead, you bring your whole self to the interaction, allowing for genuine exchanges that are rooted in trust and mutual respect. When both parties are present in this way, the relationship becomes more fulfilling and meaningful. Whether it's a friendship, a romantic partnership, or a professional connection, purposeful presence allows for the kind of authentic bond that can withstand challenges and grow stronger over time. Another aspect of purposeful presence is self-awareness. When you are fully present in your own life, you have a heightened sense of your own thoughts, feelings, and motivation. You're not simply reacting to the world around you, but instead, you're responding from a place of clarity and alignment with your values. This self-awareness allows you to make choices that are in line with your true desires, rather than being influenced by external pressures or fleeting emotions. It helps you navigate life with confidence, knowing that the decisions you make come from a place of purpose and authenticity. Purposeful presence also requires a deep commitment to living with integrity. When your actions and words align with your inner truth, you show up as the person you truly are, without pretense or masks. This kind of presence radiates authenticity and inspires others to do the same. When you are consistent in your behavior and true to yourself, people are drawn to you because they feel that you are genuine, reliable, and trustworthy. Your presence becomes magnetic because it's rooted in honesty and a clear sense of direction. Living with purposeful presence also means understanding the power of your energy. Everything you do, everything you say, and every interaction you have sends out an energy into the world. When you approach life with intention and purpose, your energy becomes a force for good. It can uplift others, inspire change, and create opportunities. Whether you're in a leadership role, supporting a friend, or simply going about your daily tasks, the energy you bring to the table can have a profound impact on the people around you. By being present and engaged in each moment, you create a ripple effect that extends far beyond what you may ever realize. Purposeful presence is also about embracing mindfulness. Being mindful means paying attention to the present moment without judgment, allowing yourself to fully experience life as it unfolds. This could be as simple as taking a deep breath and appreciating the beauty around you, or it could involve slowing down to truly savor a conversation or a meal. Mindfulness helps you stay connected to the now, preventing you from getting lost in worries about the past or anxieties about the future. By practicing mindfulness, you create a foundation for purposeful presence, because you are consciously choosing to live in the moment and engage with life in a meaningful way. Purposeful presence transforms the way you experience and interact with the world. It turns everyday moments into opportunities for growth, connection, and fulfillment. It allows you to live in alignment with your true self and to contribute to the lives of others in a way that is both authentic and impactful. Through purposeful presence, you create a life that is rich with meaning, one moment at a time.